Troops, the podcast is brought to you by G4 Claims. If you want to claim anything, claim a G4. Anything at all. We've told you this for ages. You want to claim anything, get in our description. If you've got had a wee accident, had a wee whatever, phone them up, you get an inquiry.
Mate, do you know what I learnt the other day? You can claim against your own insurance. See if they bastards are fucking you about after a wee crash or something, if you're not getting what you think you should be getting.
Then G4 Claims will deal with it.
They'll sort the bastards out.
And also, if you're interested in starting a podcast, maybe you've listened to us and thought, I could easily do that, you getting on these two jokers. Then get in touch with Greg for the G4 Podcast Studio. We'll tag that in the description, and you can come up and use the studio, guys. Start your own wee thing.
They do the editing and that.
They can edit it for you. Get in touch with them to find out what that's all about. But today on the podcast, we've got young Darren Fox, who's a content creator, funny man, singer, songwriter.
Half man, half fox.
Half man, half fox. Hope you enjoy, troops. Cheers. Who's wanting pumped? Who's wanting pumped? Who's wanting pumped? Darren Fox is wanting pumped, ladies and gentlemen.
What's happening?
Welcome, Darren. How are we?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Aye, good, bro. Good. Buzzing to have you on, man.
Terrible, mate. Been awful, mate. Knocked down a cat today.
Aye. On purpose?
Nah, I'm not cut Zimmer, bro.
I mean,
that is a terrible thing. You shouldn't do that. But should be knocked down cats, man. And if you're actually listening to this in your car about knocked down a cat, stop! Because
don't hit the cat.
Don't hit the cat.
Screech the brakes.
Screech those brakes. But Darren travelled down in the train all the way from Edinburgh.
I know.
Hit a cat on the way, but it wasn't me. It was the fucking train.
It was the train driver. I think you're still at fault a bit.
Exactly.
You're paying his wage
I jumped on it. I paid my fares.
Aye, that's it, man. Well, this is actually the first guest that we've had on from Edinburgh. You know, the capital city.
Was Kaz no? Where's he from?
He's not from Edinburgh.
Fife, is it? No.
Fife, aye.
That must be different then.
Big difference.
wee bit of difference. Where in Edinburgh is it you're from?
Gorgie, mate.
Gorgie?
Aye, Slateford, Gorgie, aye. Just the same sort of place.
Aye. Fucking hell, man. Do you think... fucking hell, man. I don't know, I've never even been to Gorgie.
I've been to Gorgie, I think that's like Hearts.
Aye, just where the stadium is.
Aye, I've been for like gone to Tynecastle and that.
Got to Tynecastle?
Getting arrested and that. Not me.
Getting arrested at football?
No, I've done that. It's just I always hear that. Like, every time I hear people talk about going to Tynecastle, it's always end up in jail now. That part
I know. Up Tynecastle, mate. It's a mad place. Is it?
Well, I'm for the so it must be.
Aye, mental, mate, mental place. But I noticed I had to break the fourth wall maybe 10 seconds into the podcast. That's what we always do. We like to just shatter that wall, absolutely shatter it. I went and picked Darren up, and I didn't actually, when I picked up, I expected to smell a bit of Memphis, you know. Aye, but Elvis.
Oh, aye. Nah, mate, I've gone out of that. I used it every night since I got it, mate.
Did you?
Even to go to sleep in that. Having dreams about being Elvis and that. Twitching in my sleep, that. Exactly.
Hearing it in your dreams. Jeez, man. But you're a man. Listen, what a heavily requested man to get on the podcast, by the way. I know there's going to be riots in the streets.
Happy riots.
Street parties.
Just me and my burning accounts, mate. Comment on your YouTubes like that. Get that Darren Fox on that.
I think it's every single YouTube video posted. Somebody comments, get Darren Fox
Get
on.
Darren Fox on.
That's mental, man.
It's always the same one.
And it definitely wasn't you, no?
Can't say, mate.
It was called Farron Docs.
Actually, we were saying, like, just as you were starting, like, Darren Fox sounds like a mad kind of show name.
It's a stage name. His real name's Dan McGuire or something like that.
And just as you were coming on, I thought, Darren Fox, I thought, why not break out my best Fox joke?
Have you got one?
Yeah. What happened?
accent,
Of course I do. What happened to the movie about foxes?
What
I
happened?
don't know.
It bombed at the Fox office. Tell you what, I googled a lot of Fox jokes, right?
That the best, yeah?
That was the best.
Aye.
Not a lot of jokes regarding foxes.
Nah.
Quite a serious animal. See on the white noise video, right? How mad is this? So I'm a man who struggles to sleep, Darren. Are you the same?
I am actually.
Do you listen to white noise legit?
The only reason I go into it was my girlfriend started listening to it, right? But see the idea that like, I'm going to play white noise and it's like a continuous noise that's just...
It's like rain and that.
You're like, that, fuck that. Like, that's going to annoy... But it gets into like so fast to the point where like, in my dreams it turns into like something else.
Aye.
It's only until you come to that you realise, there's white noise playing right now. Aye.
I know, it's good, mate. I've just realised what you're talking about the video, and it's like you're going, I'm just going to play white noise now, and then what is it like? Boom, boom. It's so funny, man. But no, I play white noise all the time, man. Do you know why I started? I read ages ago that Wayne Rooney puts his Hoover on downstairs to get to sleep, mate. Being serious in the middle of the night. And
never trust a thing Wayne Rooney does, man. Jeez, that guy's shit.
I was like, this guy's
that
insane.
guy outsources grannies to shagging it. like, no, just a kind of like, she's in the pub, she's a bit older. He's like on the hunt for them.
I heard he had an ad in the Manchester Times, not
looking for a pensioner.
OAPs, Premiership football player. Imagine that.
Wayne Rooney, man, that's a weird. I seen a video of him saying he's changed his studs
or something
he's
like that.
He's changed half time. He's went and changed me studs, the longer ones, and tried to injure John Terry. You'll see John Terry on the last day of the season. He's actually in crutches.
Aye. Even in interviews are like that. Wait, what a minute? Like, wait a minute. Can I actually like listen to that again? They can't believe what they're hearing.
Aye, because he's like admitting. It's like not a thing that anybody admits to. But fair dues to him. The comments under it were like, bet so many players have done that, but he's just like.
Just say
he's
that.
nothing to lose really now, has he?
Exactly.
What about that Chris Boyd cunt saying...
But see just on the white noise, right? Just because I'll forget and we'll just never talk about it again. So I really struggle to get to sleep, mate. My brain is like constantly, mate. Like, see, when I go to sleep, mate, that's when I come up with like 95% of my ideas. Because my brain just like, mate, this is what I hear when I don't know why, right? But I think it's because I used to get sleep paralysis all the time.
Oh, mate.
You get that a lot?
Same,
I feel like we're the same person. Do you know if you're the exact same
just
person?
The other side of the country.
Because I like, you're the Edinburgh version. But I feel like anything I say, I'm like, what about you? And you're like, 100%, mate. Hopefully the podcast just goes like that the full time. Everybody agrees.
Just him saying something and then you going,
just agreeing with each other the whole way.
I was telling you, like, aye, mate. 100%, mate. But I was like, so I need to listen to white noise. White noise is a thing that kind of is a bit new to me. I'm still trying to try to find my perfect white noise. What I've actually found that my perfect white noise is an airplane. Like, see, like the noise, like the mad engines on an airplane or something. But I was listening to one the other night and it just sounded like a Hoover. Sounded like I was in Wayne Rooney's house, man.
Aye, well, there's ones that's like absolute like waves crashing, but it's like sometimes it can feel like it's like, the sea's going like smooth, and then it goes, like waves crashing, like thunder and that, right?
Aye.
And like it can feel alright at the start, and then you hear a big fucking thunder. Yeah, what the fuck is that?
It changes. It shouldn't change because that's a span on the works.
Exactly, because it just like it completely ruins the ring. But I'm like, who's listening to this? Like, actual getting the best sleep ever with like pure thunder and that all going.
Pots and pans banging together.
Pure tornado and that coming about.
The best one's celestial white noise. It's like just as if you're out in space or something. It's just that pure,
that one as
like,
well.
low guttural, pure.
Beach works for me. Beach.
No, because you hear seagulls.
No, my one. R.I.P. audio listeners.
The maddest one's a jungle and on. You hear monkeys screeching in the background.
I've not went that deep. But I was listening to the aircraft one. And I was drifting off. I was absolutely just like, this is brilliant. Found one that did sound like an airplane, but it was ruined by two foxes having the time of their life out the back. And I thought, that's mad, I'm having Darren Fox on. There's a couple of foxes having honestly, this fox.
Is this the one that pure scream like they're getting murdered?
But this one, like, I could hear him pure, fuck yes, baby.
I think it was me, mate.
Podcast tomorrow. Buzzing for it, mate.
We pre-show, didn't you?
So what time for the podcast, bro?
Never breaking stride.
But we've been buzzing to have you on, mate. Genuinely, we've followed. Well, I don't know about Jamie. I've followed you for years. Loved your stuff, and sorry, people. Why I love your stuff so much is because it reminds me of my stuff. That's a big ego for me.
But I feel the exact same way, man. Because see that the other podcast you talked about and that, and you're like, you just be sitting there, a wee idea will pop in your head, right, and you'll be going along with it, and then as you're like doing it, you have an ending, but it could change any time as you're like recording it and that, and you think you better ideas, and then next thing you know, like.
That's how the best videos get made, I swear, because like I'll be honest, for a wee while there I was a complete sellout, mate. I ditched that. I was like, because you know what happens, mate, the followers, they go to your head, and and I was reevaluating my life. No, I cannot, but I was like sort of like more scripting things out in a way that was like, and then he'll walk in, but see the ones that are like, you just record somebody saying something to somebody, and then you're like, what would they say back, and then you reply, because I think as well, like, see when you date like that, it's like it looks more natural.
It's 100%, because you just like the times where I'm recording, like you like one side of them, you say something, and you, like if you're getting looked at for someone like kind of outside, you'd be like, what the fuck is he doing? But you change your angle, and you're talking again. They times are like always more like fluent, I feel like. But 100%. If you're like hanging on, he says this and he says that, it becomes just. It's like you actually are reading off a script or something like that, really, when you're doing it. And
it like sucks the fucking joke. Like it might be funny still, like pure. And I know, but that's why I loved you so much.
The best video you've done, like my favourite one of your videos was like, I didn't even send it in, I should have, but it was like you talking to yourself, and it was as if like it was your roommate or something, and it was like you come in, you're like, I was like, I'll have a toast to you and all that, and it was like puns on stuff, and it was like, but then it cuts heavy quickly to the other guy, and you go, you're talking to yourself. And then the other guy's just like, and then you better go away there. I was like, that's fucking
see, but
funny,
that is
man.
just like what we're saying is me doing it right and going, where the fuck did I go with this? Like, so I just start breaking like, the fourth wall and just like that. Like,
mate, the bit, because like the bit that actual cracked me up in that boss bit one was like that. Wait, you get your tap off, because you realise like, oh, if through it, you're probably right. Mate, it's just so fun to make them like that, and I think that's maybe why like I had the pure joy sucked out it for a wee while, because I was like, it was getting too much like a fucking scripted thing almost.
Another like thing actually I agree with as well is like, see if you're saying that you'll be sitting there and you'll be like, fucking like, what's a good idea, like how can I make a wee TikTok or something here, and you end up just pushing it so much that you're making it and you're like looking back and what the fuck was that all about? Like,
it just feels pure try hard.
Exactly. Like if it flows well, I think it's going to be better, but if you're sitting there for 2 hours going, he should say this, he should say that, it's never going to end well, because especially in the video you pure look stressed that you're not making it and that.
Mate, that was that was the issue with me as well, because I would make ones and I'm like changing outfits and that, and I pure get a hat on, taking it off, pure sweating. I'm like, I fucking hate doing this. Why am I doing this?
Exactly.
It's like a pure unenjoyable experience. But again, as you say, the ones that are just like off the cuff, 2 wee minutes, like somebody saying something, then because when you record it, you're like, what would somebody actually say back to that? No, like what would be funny, like how would somebody genuinely react to that? So you can like, I suppose people just get like lost in that for a minute if it sounds like a real conversation. On you go.
And then if like you've made one that's like done well and it's just been off the cuff, you try and like do the same thing and like capture that. Oh, people like that, so I'll do that again, but it never ends well, basically.
And I find like I find as well, I could go 2 months, right, no make a video, and no be in the mood to make one, and then I can make like 3 in a week. It's just like a mad rush you get. It's like, I don't know, it's weird. But I was wondering, because like I feel like I've seen you making videos for ages. When did you start making them? Quite young?
Young is it like actually like so like young as anything, where like kind of like my dad had a camera and that, right? So if I like had that, even in like primary and that, I'd be in my room just doing the exact same thing as just. So when I found this stuff, kind of like you forget about it. I found it and I was like, I'm doing the exact same thing there, just making up wee scenarios and talking to myself. And then as I got older, like I'd start making them with my brother and put them out, like they were alright. And then it just started becoming a thing where it's just myself just making them. And that's when I started putting them on Twitter and they started doing well. So I was like, oh, I'll keep doing that then. Do
you remember the first video you done, the actual pure blew up almost? Like, is there one that sticks in your head? You're like, fuck me.
I mind one that I done. It's on like Twitter. Like this is before like that much videos were getting posted on Twitter, and it was just a pure montage. You like, it was like me doing like I was taking photos like that, and then I think I was getting ready for a night out, but I was like just drinking a minute. I was that.
Aye.
And then it was like just the cheesiest wee like song over it, and it was I put as a caption like might put this as my CV or something like that. Aye. And it just like again, you are beautiful, and I'm like that. And I actually done well, and I was like, oh, that's actually decent. And then I started like built for there, right. And then it started went to sketches and that, and then
I was what to ask, like, because there's a lot of like music in yours. Like, how did you get into like? Do you first of all like, is that what you've always liked, like musical comedy and all that? And then also like, how do you make them in that?
It is like, to be honest, like when I was younger, I used to make these songs with my brother, and you get like Mixcraft, like these wee editing things, and you could just like take any wee bits of the song, like a guitar, and put it, and then you put drums with it, and there's no like talent that goes with it. It just fits the same tempo in that, right? So you're just putting like a wee guitar with drums, and then it seems that's a good wee tune. We'd like start like singing over that. So that's what I'd do. And then even like when I'd hear like songs that had like no words, like with instrumentals, like that Who's Wanting Pumped one was something. You ever seen the Eric Andre show or something? Right? Yeah. There's a bit where like they're doing like a catwalk show and like they start like dancing a bit.
Right.
I found that. And then I started just recording over that. Hoping I get fucking copyright sued for that.
Eric Andre watching that. Fuck.
But that's basically how it is. And then now even like when I'm doing it, I feel like sometimes when you're, even if you've got a wee tune in your head, it's quite good to just put it to it, like the wee random ones that you do. It just sort of like works better, and especially if you've not got an idea, you have that in your head to just repeat the same song, and then the idea just goes with it.
Suck my balls one.
There's one. I like it's because that's one thing I've never done or like even tried to do like a wee song, but it's mad because like you'll make a song, right? Who's Wanting Pumped, right? But then like. It's funny and you'll laugh, but then later on that day you're actually walking about pure who's wanting pumped, as if it's like a song that gets stuck in your head.
That's like another like time when I was like, "What the fuck? This is that." Like I was getting DMs when that was out. I was getting DMs from people that were like, "Oh, I just heard people outside the club like singing Who's Wanting Pumped and that," and I was like, "Fuck off!" Right? And like I was in my bed one night, a Saturday or something. I woke up to like a group of like boys, Who's Wanting Pumped, but like just walking past me, like no even they didn't even know I was there, and I was like, this is going to be a fucking dream. Just and they're like, Who's Wanting Pumped? And I was like, I a minute ago, that's me, boys. But started like lobbing stones at my window.
Wonder if they were just doing that for years. They were actually being serious. They were wanting their hole.
Walking about shouting at hussies.
And you're sitting in your room like, fuck man, I done that. And I went, no. They're just joking.
Aye, but it's just see on like what we found. It's no weird. I don't know how to put it, but in Glasgow, right, there's almost like a mad. Now there is back for like the day there wasn't, but now there's like almost like a community of people. Like us, Paul Dock, Sean and Ben, you, Paul Black. Like there's a wee like group of people. But see in Edinburgh, I feel like it's only you, mate.
That's exactly what I feel like.
Is nobody else funny in Edinburgh? What's the deal?
I think they just get scared to post stuff, and I've got
Do you think
stuff.
so?
But I feel like because of the Europe pros and that, they were messaging me saying we should get together and can make content or whatever. Mm-hmm. I've never heard that for like someone for Edinburgh ever. I don't think I'm not sure why that even is, but I can't think anyone else either. But it seems like in Glasgow there's like loads. Like
it is.
I can't even think of one other person. Like
that's the thing, I know, because it's like we obviously wanted to get you on the podcast because obviously we were like. Obviously, we were going to get our pals. Well, we're pals with Sean and Ben and that, and it was easy. Like, obviously, they were going to come on, but like at first, like when we didn't have the big budget, how are we going to get them down here? But no, glad to have you down. But it's a weird thing. It's like you just don't see many people. I see a lot of like maybe. I think there's a guy. I don't even know if he's fed him, but he's on TikTok. I think his name's Jonathan something. Jonathan Oh, that's going to fog him. Jonathan I don't know, but he's like, it's like a hot boy flex kind of.
Oh, right,
yeah, man, like whatever. Like, actually, just make clothes and that. And like,
that's what we're dealing with, man. That's the competition.
I know that's what you're up against there, man. But it would be fucking class if you came through and made stuff. We'd love that.
Aye, that'd be class, man. Especially when all the ideas are just flowing with each other and that. Like, it's better than just sitting there in your room and going, like, what the fuck would I say here? What would like if you got everyone there just thinking about stuff?
Because see at first, right? See before like we went out and made anything together, like me, Sean, and all that, right? I have a hard time trusting people where like I always have an idea in my head exactly how I want it to go, right? And I'm like, I don't trust somebody to just be able to just do that. And if they weren't doing it, I don't think I could be like, you're no fucking doing that, right? You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm scared in case we go here and we're doing shit and I'm like, this isn't funny, but I just need to keep going. But see, when you're there and it's like, someday, even if you weren't going to have an idea, somebody will say something and then it will spring something in your head and it's a mad feeling. It's like a pure buzz doing it, but innit?
Because I was going to ask that for the videos you made, the high-rise flats, like bagging and that, like, because obviously you're doing that. Is that like your first time doing that sort of stuff as well?
Yeah.
Because even like the 40, like going there, and and then someone putting the camera on your face and saying, like, now you do this, like, I'd sort of crumble, be like, wait, I want to hold the camera and do it myself. I didn't want to be like someone to take charge and then they're telling me when to go, and then if I didn't do it right, I didn't want to be.
It's so much camera than that, but mate, it's just kind of like the camera's here, do your things, know what I mean? Like, it was like, because there was some things that was like put into that. I don't know if they were in the final thing, but it was like we were getting filmed at some points, and well, I didn't even know we were getting filmed. We were just like walking, or it was our backs, or like it was just these phones. But this has never happened.
I know.
It's the sexual magnetism.
Sexual tension. That's what it is. It's vibrating everywhere. But it is a weird thing, mate, because like you, like I was the same as you, right? I want to be able to like. Because I will record one bit about 15 times just because of the timing and like the way you say it and like how, like, there's just so many things that go into it. But I was like, fuck, you can't do that when you're
exactly.
But I will say, right, see, no having to just be like that. It's, you can just act like, you can just act the way you, it's much more free. Like, you can defo, I don't know, it's better. It is better. It is a weird thing though, like at first, because I was like, and especially like we're turning up at high-rise flats, mate. Like people are coming in and out the flats. Pure. There's a guy that kept cycling by, right? He had a Gucci belt on, which I'm questioning the legitimacy of, right? It defo wasn't it was the Gucci belt, G-Star jeans. It was about mid-40s and he was cycling about. But he wasn't a psycho, if you know what I mean. I don't know what. He was just on a bike.
Make you uneasy a wee bit.
It was going to like a flat, coming back, going off flat and coming back.
But mate, he kept cycling by, pure heckling us, pure. What's that? Guys, because most wanted that. You know, like.
He asked me what the weather's like up there. I know.
Oh, man.
But I was going to say, you were saying like, oh, you were a bit nervous at the first, but it was like as soon as we went, because I thought I was going to be nervous and all, but it's easy. It's easy. Like you've done it pure like a fish to water, know what I mean? Like you would be the same.
In your mind, you're thinking it's going to be like you do something and you go, whoa, wait a fucking minute, that is shit, do that again or something. But like, get this fucking guy away. But they're going to just be like that. Like that's fine, do it again or whatever. Like it's not going to be the sort of thing where pure Quentin Tarantino like demanding everything. And
no, we need more emotion.
Exactly.
Because it's Connor Reilly that filmed it with us, and it's just like one of your pals being there filming it.
Exactly.
The first thing I ever done wasn't that. It was it's like a fly in Edinburgh.
No, I've seen that.
That was the first thing I ever done, and turning up to that, and that was mad. The second time I kind of, with the high-rise thing, it was like I had filmed something that I hadn't filmed, if that makes sense. Like, I had done something that somebody else was holding the camera on that, but the fly thing was a lot more like this has got to be the shot, this is what you say, this, like, I could make up what I say, but there was a story in it, whereas the high-rise thing was like, what happens? And that's a lot.
It's much more free and like it's a better feeling.
Did you have a script for that? Like an actual like written script?
There was a script.
Was there?
But it was like it was like somebody didn't write it for us. Like we wrote it ourselves, but it was because that it makes sense now. It's like if the camera crew see the script, then they know like, oh well, that bit, like if he says that, then we'll get a big dramatic shot, and it's like that they can make it look better rather than just being like, well, we're going new boys, or we're going up there, right? Then try to figure things out. I think it's just the way production companies and that, because it was a production company there, but whereas that was just our pal. But we would love you to come and do something.
That'd be class.
We'll figure something out.
But even with the fly thing and that, like they were obviously using stuff that like the popular videos used before, like the American one and that. So they were using that stuff as like an idea in that stuff. So that's good to get in it because you know what you're doing anyway, if that makes sense.
No, definitely. Like I had already been that character.
Exactly.
Definitely.
So it's not like something pure newty. Like they're saying to you like, you're this.
Need to be a Welsh guy, mate. I'm like,
here's a wig and here's a fucking outfit.
Exactly. And plus, it's weird because it's like a character. It's like when there was bits in it, because I can't remember who, somebody wrote the script and then they gave us it, and then there was bits I was like, but he wouldn't say that to that, because I feel like I knew like I know him. I was like, he really wouldn't deal with that well. You better watch your tone when you're saying it. Imagine I was pure like turned into him a different guy. I was pure here like, don't say that to him on camera.
You go over the script and that, you're like laughing stuff out like, nah, this wouldn't happen.
But I was worried about, because I'm quite like, I'm no like, I don't know, like maybe a bit like control. Like I like to like feel and control of things, because it's like it's got to be me on it. Like I want to be funny, so I want it to go the way I want it in my head. So like there was bits And it was just weird. It was like, no, can we do this? That I want to do this, but it worked out fine, man. But it's no too bad doing it with a camera and that. But
see before the high rise thing, how you were saying like, oh, it's not like Tarantino or whatever, right? See, just before we did that, I watched a documentary about Alfred Hitchcock, right, who's like the best director ever, and it was like coming up like quotes filming that like after certain films. I think it was like Rear Window or something, and it was like a quote after the film was like, actors should be treated like cattle. They are worthless, or this mad shit.
That's like the pure like old school way, like doing stuff.
But then I went and met Conor Reilly. I was like, he's a filmmaker. I mean, it was like, that was happening, man.
it was fucking
like Kubrick and that stuff about like The Shining and like what was the actress in that? And she got absolutely tormented. She got absolutely tormented, and then like the worst place to go, and if you got like pure mental health, she's on Dr. Phil, and she's like completely just like, I think, had a mental breakdown in that, and Dr. Phil's there talking. He's like, and he's talking to her as if he's got an actual medical like history in that, but he hasn't.
His name's Dr. Phil, obviously.
That's why it says that. But like when you're watching that, you're like, the fuck has he got to say? But it's quite scary. She's just completely like.
And that was for that movie, like being on set and that.
People say that, but it might have been a whole like load of stuff. But then you hear the stories about like where they'd make her do like 200 takes of the same stuff, and cause Kubrick was trying to get her to this point of like absolute like fear for the movie and that, and then Jack Nicholson's just sitting there smoking a fag because obviously Jack Nicholson.
I think that happens a lot with directors. Like if they need somebody to be like scared in a scene, they frighten them. Know what I mean? Like,
they actually make them scared.
That's what Connor does.
Connor.
Slap me about.
Get the whip out. But see, just when obviously you were saying about people walking by your window shouting who's wanting pumped. Obviously they didn't know, right? But see, like since your videos and that, see, just even when you're out in Edinburgh and that, do you get hounded quite a lot?
Especially like up to and that, you'll get it like just like people come, like pointing to like. I like it better when they come up to you like right away, but see when it's like this, like you'll be standing there.
Look at this guy.
And I'm like that, like, and they go that. And then their mates coming in and they're pointing at them, I'm like, oh, like, do they like me or no, or whatever. But normally it is always a good thing. You get the odd like person, but I didn't even see what's fucking so funny about him or something like, or do something funny. That's the worst thing.
Oh, mate, don't say those words, mate, send a shiver up my spine. I remember like there's times like I've been out and people just like will see us and be like, and then the phone will just come out and I'll be like, right, go then. And I'm like, go what? And like, do something. You're the guy that does things, ain't you? I'm like, no, the new, mate. No, the new. I'm out with my fucking pals, know what I mean?
Exactly, man.
And it's weird. What I've noticed has started happening sometimes with me is like, now you're saying like people will be like staring from afar, but you can tell that's what it is, but they've no said it. And some people have just started walking up, like if they've seen me, and they just go, all right. And I'm like, immediately I'm like, do I know this guy? Like I'm pure fuck, I don't know who this is. And then they'll be like, watch the vid. But like, see if you walk up to somebody and because I think what happens with people is they see you through a screen and they feel like they know you.
They know you, exactly.
So like they feel familiar with you.
And they feel like you're going to be on the whole time and start like making up jokes and that. Whereas I'm normally quiet anyway. Like so,
mate, I'm the same, man.
Like unless I am pissed, like I probably like if someone said do something funny, but hey, fucking try to do backflips and that. Like, but if they're actually, nah, it's a funny backflip. I put my kegs down when I'm doing it. But if they actually say to me like, I've just got to a pub and they're like, I do something funny, I'm like, I pure crumble into myself.
No one, but like,
come back to me in about an hour, mate. I took 5 shots.
It's so funny, but because people, I think what people do, right? Like, see when people do that and they walk up, like, do something, mate. You're a fucking funny guy, do something. Like, see if you're like, no, like, what? Or like, they'll go home, but I met that damn Fox. Bet that damn Fox, you know that funny?
Exactly.
No, what I mean, it's like, I'm in a pub with my fucking pals.
I think that's what happens. Like, see when you hear about like when your auntie or whatever's gone, I met I was going to say Dan Fox. I met Kevin Bridges and he's a pure arsehole, by the way. It's always like you can just, I know what happened. You went up to him and done, who's striking that? And he's like, aye, who's striking, and walked away. Like, and I'm like, no, a dick, mate. He's just no on stage. Like, kind of heckle him in Liddle, know what I mean?
But it's madness starting to fucking get noticed in that, and I seen it's just I feel like you're on the up, mate. That's what I feel like right now. 100%, mate.
Stock's rising.
The stonks, mate. I feel like the momentum is building, mate. We need to capture it. Mate, the tweet that you put out, can we just see the tweet?
Can you believe that done that well?
Mate, it's so funny, man.
I always want to say congrats,
mate. Aye, so just for audio listeners, right? This is a
You're laughing at me in tweets.
This is sorry. So for audio listeners, right? I'll just put it there. So for audio listeners, right? This is a picture of Darren with a luscious mane of hair, and he's wrote the tweet saying, "Sick of the life so hard attitude these days. I got my own house at the age of 17 with just a little £500,000 loan off my parents. What is your excuse? Do better, be better, live better." Classmate.
Mate, solid advice.
Exactly, man. You just got to go for it.
You got to grind, get money off your mum and dad.
Exactly.
And get after it, man.
Maybe get more money off them if you're struggling.
Aye.
But still keep grinding.
Aye, keep the grind set up.
Just keep asking.
$500,000 not that like much. You obviously need more next year, but like it's a good wee start, innit?
That's the thing. Yeah.
Mate, do you ever get people like on your videos and that are like, because see, for ages I didn't get this, right, and then it reached a point and I started getting it. Like, do people ever comment pure, "This isn't funny," or like 100%. Pure, or like message you pure, "You're not even that funny, mate"?
No, I've had that. I've had the same like people for years ago go like, "I didn't get what's funny about this cunt" or something like quoting it, right? And I'd never like answer them or that, right? And then years later, still didn't get what's funny about this cunt. And it's like,
mate, he's been watching the video since,
exactly,
mate. He's been trying to work it out.
He's pure shit. He's like, oh, maybe that's all will be funny. Then nothing's actually fucking getting to him.
It's fucking mate. I don't know why people feel like, I don't know what it is. Like maybe it's weird. I think people are like, they think that they've figured it out. Like, oh, he's no funny. Like,
exactly,
you all think that he's funny. No, he's no. There was a guy, mate. I don't even think it was a real account, right? Edward something, mate. Fuck
Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands. Don't know if it was legit. Mate, and I just seen this guy, right? He followed us, right? And then he started commenting on every video, right? But he was like marking it as if it was like homework, mate. He was like, "This one's alright." Then the next one would be pure, "This one's not funny, anybody could do that." And then it would be, and then I remember he just, every video, it was like he was going through marking them all. "This one's good." He was being fair dues. He was giving me some praise.
You got a couple of B's.
I got a couple of B's, but a lot of D's, bro. A lot of D's.
That's what I think is weird as well. Is like, see when I get a comment and it's like, "This is fucking shite," like, and I click it and they follow me. I'm like, but it's fucking, I've got like twisted feelings here. I'm like, this guy actually loved me.
Mixed signals.
Did you just tell me it's for my own good or what?
I do think a lot of the time, but it is it's almost like because sometimes somebody said something. I feel like somebody said something to me that's not been positive, and then see if you reply to it, or like see if like they're usually
that'll change.
Fuck it, because like they maybe wanted was a wee fucking bit of your attention.
That's true.
Let me tell you what it is, right? I know empirically what it is, and
what is it?
Like, because I was just thinking about this the last podcast.
Because it was you that was marking.
It was me that's marking, and yours and all. I've been watching your same video for a year and saying it's shite the full time.
Still don't get it. Who is wanting pumped?
I'm automated. No,
when did we find out who wants pumped? I don't.
There's no story arc to this 60-second video. I think it is that. See, when you like something, right? See if you pure like cherish something. See, because where we're saying that, right? It would be the same Edinburgh, no. I sound a bit insular there, but like when you pure love something, say it's a tune or a film or something. See, when you show your pal, you go, "It's pure shite, mate," but you love it, mate. Like if I showed you a funny video, I'd be like, "This is like all right, mate," but I'm like, I've watched that 100 times and I love it. Know what I mean? So I think it's just that you get embarrassed to enjoy things when you're Scottish, mate. That's what it is, because people are like, "I don't want to be enjoying this guy that's talking to himself on video." Do you know what I mean?
I find that with a lot of stuff, like if something is on, like especially Twitter, if something like everyone starts loving it, then there has to be people that go, "I don't understand why everyone's loving this. This is fucking shite." It's
contrarian, isn't it?
And then it just keeps going and going. Like there's a whole load of people that go, "Oh, I love this so much," and that one person comes in, "Fucking, this is a lot of shite," and then people that hate it as well go, "He's fucking right, this is shite," and that, and it just, that's all it is.
And people that like it, it's a circle of life, bro. It just keeps
exactly,
going.
Yeah, but you're so right in the way you say, like, I see if a tweet gets like 50 likes or like whatever, nobody's gonna hate on it at all, right? Unless they've said something pure out of order, but like if it's just a wee guy trying to be funny or that, and it's like, "Oh, let's get fit," but as soon as it reaches like 1,000, then people are like, "Right,
because people say,
let's
like,
bring this guy down."
Exactly, they go, "How's this got that much likes? I'll fucking tell him how I feel." And then people who feel the same way will just be liking that, and it's just fucking continuous.
And it's weird that it happens, like it's only really ever happened to me once in person, right? And I think I've told this story on here. Mind we were in room 2, right? So I'm like, it's like a club in Glasgow, right? So we're in there, Big Mouse Slim, wasn't he? Aye. So we're in. Aye, so it was. Sorry, I forgot about that. But we're in there, right? And like, I was just bouncing about. I think I was just myself.
You had your tap off and that?
Aye. I was attention seeking to be like, nah, I didn't have my tap off. But I was like just dancing, mate. And like, there was this kind of big guy in front of us, man. He was pure. Now the way like mad Spice Boys dancing, like they're raging, mate, pure.
Not even having a good time, but just
pure
still moving.
Fucking hating us, but I'm it, man. Pam Angel's tapping that.
Most tense you could be.
I pure fucking hate everything, but love it. So he was dancing and he's with this bird. I don't know if it's his girlfriend or whatever. So they're like in front of us, right? And he kind of clocks me and he's like, oh, yeah, podcast, aye, your videos and that, aye, I know your face and all that, right? So I'm like, right, sound, cheers, mate. Aye, cheers, mate. He turns around, starts dancing, right? And then his girlfriend had a geek bar, like smoking the mad fucking geek bar, and she kind of turned around and I think she said something, and then I was like, oh, what flavour's that? And she was like, oh, try it. And like, as I've took it and smoked it, he's like turned round and seen me, right? But he kind of looked a bit, but he never did. He turned back round, then 2 minutes later he was pure, aye, mate, see your podcast and that, man, I don't even think it's that good and that, mate, know what I mean? It's, your videos and that, they're not that good. And I was like, what, because your girlfriend just gave me a draw at a geek bar? That changed it all for you, mate?
His mind completely.
Aye, fucking madness.
That mango geek bar was good, bro.
Mate, it was a good geek bar. The things are deadly. Do you smoke geek bars?
Nah, I've never.
You smoke anything?
Nah.
You smoke nerd bars and that?
Smoke a wee bit. Doobies.
Oh, yeah.
Cut that.
That's it. All of a sudden in Philadelphia.
I heard the other podcast. I heard you go, cut that. Aye, and I was like, this must be, that's what it be.
That's funny, man. So that programme, All of a Sudden in Philadelphia, they've started a podcast.
Have you seen it?
No, do you know, don't know why I was even going to say this out loud, but I was going to say I've seen the thumbnail. As if that would add anything to that. Like,
so you get it.
I've seen the thumbnail, aye.
That's what we were talking about, the thumbnail.
Oh, you should see the thumbnail, mate. It's outstanding, man. So, bit of doob, bit of... Oh, come on, everybody's...
Creative juices flowing.
Oh, baby, it's the only way to go.
Paranoia mixed in with that.
Sometimes it's got to be done, mate. But just, it's funny we're talking about drugs.
Usual. We all talk about drugs.
It just always ends up back round to the drugs, baby, right? So just a random thought in my head the day. I remember one time I took a wee sweetie, right? It was at the time we were all really enthusiastic about the sweeties, right? We were in like a party flat or something, right? No, it wasn't a party flat, it was like somebody we knew's house, but it was in like the town, like city centre, Glasgow, right? G-Suit, get on. But we were in there, right? And fucking our absolute biscuits, right? We're all, and a lassie like whited, right? And everybody's like, well, fuck, man, this lassie's going, right? And everybody's like, oh, fuck that. And I don't know why, but I looked at it and I was like, I'm not scared of that. And I was like, I'll clean that. Like, nobody even asked me. I was like, here, I went up to like the pair, because I think, see, because of that white, they get you and you're like, I want to help people. Exactly. I think I could see the lassie's face whose house it was, and I was like,
I've got to step up.
I was like, I'll clean that.
Mm-hmm. Mate, that's insane.
Mate, but mate, I walked up to this thing, fearless, mate, and do you know what, in my head, right, this is how fucked I was looking at it going, that's lentil soup. But I knew it wasn't, but in my head, like now that way, like, see if there was sick line there, there would be like a mad feeling you get pure, oh, mate, honestly, it was like that was sitting there, that cup there, mate, it was nothing to me, I was like, fuck. Mate, I was, fuck, sorry. Mate, I was like cleaning it up and cunts were pure watching, mate. Well, I wasn't doing it with my bare hands, I had like a fucking towel and that, but I was cleaning it and cunts were pure, cheers, man, no. And I was like, fucking me, but you want to be sick and all, clean up that. No, but it was wild. It totally took me out of the headspace of that being sick. Like the whole thing of like being minging and all that had left my head. It looked like lentil soup. I can clean up a bit of lentil soup, man. Cleaned up plenty of lentil soup, mate. And
I've definitely been in places where like someone smashed something or whatever, and someone will step up I'll get this and that. The hook, like the fastest Hoover going, I'll fucking get that. And you
want me?
You're like that. Well, like,
Let me get a Hoover first, mate.
Someone put that in.
Mate, the respect for the person, that was what I was going to say about you, like the respect for you and that gaff went skyrocket. People clapping and all that.
Everyone else is just sitting doing, like, watching it happen,
for
watching
the
the
applause.
There goes
Try to climb.
my hero.
Watch him as he goes.
There goes my head.
No, that TikTok, go little rock star. Sniffing it and all that.
Beautiful.
Oh, what about they boys, I'm sorry to interrupt this episode of the podcast, guys, but I was here to tell you that this podcast is brought to you by Myles Co. What more can you say about Myles Co? Look at the do chops. The most supreme haircutting service in Scotland, bar none. And that's a fact. Just maybe don't look it up. I was in Myles Co today, and you know how I've described wee Cambos, like a wee dainty fairy, Ryan like a goblin wizard man that stabs your head. I had Callum cutting my hair today, right? Callum also cuts Paul Doc's hair. That was all I previously known about the man. But when I went in the day, he was speaking a German accent. He told me he was Austrian, but he was speaking a German accent. He had a big lab coat on, right? He was like a scientist kind of guy. He had big fucked hair and all that. I don't think he got his hair cut there, but his hair cut away. It was all white and coming out. And he does a thing, I didn't get this, but he did a thing back in Germany. He told me it was called a skin graft fade instead of a skin fade. So he would peel the skin off, and you'd have a sick fade for fucking 6 years or something until the skin grafted back. So that was him. But he gave me this haircut today. It's quite nice. I love it. I love it a lot. I really like Myles Co. I wouldn't go anywhere else now. It's the best about. Doesn't matter if you're fucking a good bit away from it or whatever, drive to it because sick as fades. And as always, if
Subway as well.
know where it is. We always say in the heart of the West End, baby. You know that, right? But see, when we say that, we're not talking shite. It's a crossroad for Hillhead Subway. It's a Hillhead Subway station. See, like Ashton Lane and all that. See if you're doing for a pint. Bounce in, just say alright, what's happening, deck and that. All the boys are brand new, honestly. I would just go there. I wouldn't even go to get my haircut. I would go there, get a can of juice and that, and sit with the trips. I go there instead of the pub now, so I do see Fridays and that. I've not seen my pals in 2 years. Just got all the days go to Myles Co and sit with the boys. So thank you very much, Myles Co sponsors. Jump down there, say Reilly's Gaff. What is it? He spells it, doesn't he, when he does it? REILLYSGAFF. That's if you're typing into the Booksy app. Cheers.
Hello everyone and welcome to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. But the host this time is a young man named Scott McClure. Now seriously guys, if you want to be a millionaire, and I know a few people out there listening will want to be a millionaire, who wouldn't? Scott's your man. Look, we told you about Scott last week. He's a new sponsor. We're glad to have him on board. But the thing is, he's now got a second course out. So the original course, the mentorship course that he's running, is for, say you've got like a wee online business you want to get cooking in the kitchen with. Well, Scott is actually a qualified chef as well, and he will get cooking your business with you. He's going to get it off the ground, get those sales running. Within 90 days, he says, within 90 days, he's going to get an online business set up for you and you'll be ready to take sales. It really is that easy. All you need to do is get in touch with him through the Instagram. We'll link it in the description. And that's if you just want to start your online business, so you've not done anything yet, you would want to get it off the ground. Maybe you make kites for blind people or something and you want to get that up and running. You can do that with Scott. He'll definitely help you. And the second mentorship course that he's doing is, say you've started your kites for the blind business and it's not going well, right? It's terrible. Nobody wants the kites. Scott's going to help you market those kites in a way that might appeal to people. So he's going to make your business grow. So the second course is if you've already started the business and you're struggling, or say you're no struggling, say you are a millionaire already, say you get a wee tingle in your balls when that millionaire tune come on because you know you're a millionaire already. Do you want to be a billionaire? Scott's your man. Even if you're doing well with your online shop, he's going to take it to the next level, guys. So if you're already making good sales now, but you just want to go a wee bit extra, get in touch with Scott. Through us, you're going to get 20% off either of the courses, either of the mentorship courses. So what will happen is you go down, you contact Scott, he'll book a wee call with you, see if he thinks you're right for it, see if he thinks you're up to it, because you need to be up to it. He's not just going to let any Joe Schmo come in and run their business. So Scott's your man. Get in touch with him, guys. Tell him Reilly's Gaff sent you, and he'll get money off as always. So go check him out, guys. Cheers. They've been here for day one. They're never going to run.
Evan, can I please come back in for this ad, mate? I know I kind of fucked the Myles Co one, but
Jamie, get to fuck me.
Please, mate.
No,
come on.
You're done in this podcast.
Come on,
mate.
please, mate.
No,
come on, mate. What about the rest of
Get
Darren
out.
Fox's one?
Get out
We've not
here.
even finished on.
get out of here, silly boy. So, if you're wanting a hoodie, if you're wanting other garments like that, a hat maybe, a backpack to keep your hoodie in, go to Collection 26, guys. Here for day one. Staple of the show. The show would not be where it is without Collection 26. Jamie's nodding. I don't know why he's still in here actually. But if you want to look like me and Jamie, which I've been hearing a lot of people have been saying that. So many people. I honestly, so many people have been saying that. So if you want to get the style, right, go to Collection 26. Use the code reillysgaff. You get 20% off your order. How easy is that, man? They've got everything. The website is in the description. Go check them out. They've got new stuff coming out, and maybe, just maybe, you might see me and Jamie giving it the... So, who knows? Wait and see for that. But go check them out, guys. Use the code reillysgaff. 20% off. Easy peasy. Cheers. I was wondering in Edinburgh, right? Because obviously... Oh, come on, we're all Scottish, yeah? But at the same time, maybe we want to know the differences a wee bit, right? Because, I'm sure you had this, but did you ever go to the unders? It's like an under 18, but it's like clubbing, but for under 18s.
Nah, it wasn't cool enough.
No,
for
you're
that
saying?
time, nah.
No.
I remember
but
people...
Is there even
No,
anything?
it is.
It's just
There's-
afternoon tea for unders.
NRG and that, like...
DNRG?
That's
Aye,
energy.
aye.
Oh my God, they took it. Damn, I didn't know they went national.
But I remember hearing that when I got to the school on Monday and that. I did a full weekend of playing COD and I was like, I didn't know that world. And then you'd hear stuff like, you gave him a fucking blowjob in the back. And I'm like, that's nothing to me. I got a fucking kill streaky 400.
I was playing Modern Warfare 2, I got a nuke.
Mate, it was right around that time. I remember I was a bit of a hound, I would say. I was not a good guy back then.
So-
That's a total lie. I sound like an absolute pure predator, man. I sound like an absolute pervert, man. I was not a good guy, bro. My dark days.
I was a hound. Mate, this just popped into my head there, right? And I don't know why. See, ages ago, because I kind of knew you just for, like, I don't know what. I think you were pals with some people at my school now. Obviously, your girlfriend went to my school and stuff. Were you know a PR or something? A rep
No,
for a
no.
For bimbo, what is that called?
No.
Bamboo or something?
No. Don't spread these lies, man.
You what?
No. Bamboo. What are you talking about?
Is that not what it was called?
Tell you what it was, right? It was a sunny afternoon, right? Mate, so Leah Farley,
Aye.
I was pals with Leah at the time. Leah was a PR for... It was a mad, mate.
It's no bamboo, but something
Mate, it was there for about 2 weeks, man, honestly.
Aye.
I think somebody get fucking poked up the back of it and they shut it or something, contaminated
it.
it.
Was me, I get poked.
Fuck's sake.
poked, aye.
So goat poked.
He was
That
a nice
sounds
guy,
disgusting, doesn't it? I was thinking about this the other day. There's no nice way of saying that, isn't there? What's the other option? Fingered. Doesn't sound any better.
What is it?
Played with.
That's even worse.
But mate, I remember, man, as I was saying, I was a bit of a hound, mate. And I remember I was, all the boys were got to dance energy, right up for it, man. But there was one issue with me, mate, at that very moment in time. I had a bird. So, you know, I was going out with this lassie. I won't say her name, she might be a bit embarrassed. And I wanted to go to dance energy. And you can't really, I mean, you can go no single, but...
No, you can't.
Yeah.
The sole purpose of it was going to nip as many, even the last season, that it was to nip as many people as you want, as we've previously said, barking.
Aye, but I was like, fuck, I'm in a bit of a pickle here. I have a girlfriend who I like, but also I want to go and kiss 27 lassies in one night. So I just dumped her, mate, to go to Dance Energy. Not even that, mate, right? No, just that didn't just end there, mate. I also added in my MSN name, Riding Solo, with see, I'm putting on the shines to cover up my eyes. Mate, that was like Jason Derulo, Ayaz, Replay, that sort of time. And I don't know, you would do that if like something bad happened, but it wasn't. It was just me wanting to go, and it kicked her while she was doing. It was a terrible thing. I would never do that ever again. But
you advertised yourself for nips that night.
I think that I was putting the advert out there. I think that's what it was. But you never attended these?
Nah, never.
Maybe we should go to an unders after this.
Get a lift off your pal who'll be about 40 now.
Did you? Have you heard the story about my pal that went to the unders?
No.
Let's tell it again, mate. I'll just tell it quickly, mate. So when we were all got to the unders, there was this boy, right, who was hanging about with us at the time, but he was like, I was going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say 3-year-old on us. He was probably about at least 4-year-old on us, right? I'm trying to think, because he would have been like 19, mate. So he had a motor and all that, right? And he's like, what, you've got to the unders, I'll come with you. But he's 19, right? So we're standing in the queue, and they used to make you empty out your pockets, so you didn't have like a fucking blade or something, I don't even know. They used to make you empty out your pockets. So we all get in, emptied our pockets, and no bother. Right, here we go, ready for it. He emptied his pockets and took his motor keys out, right? And the guy was like, I'm going to need to see your ID, mate. He got knocked back for being too old.
Oh man,
that is disgraceful.
I've had people like that, like I've went up to him, not to like a underage thing or that. Well, I've tried to get in, but nah. But I'm tuning that, and there's people that have been in the years above me, and I've seen them, but just on their own, like just sitting there, just like drinking like that, and like they'll notice me. All right, I'm like, what the fuck are these?
Like at clubs and that?
Aye, clubs and that, but like just themselves, and then like they were like, do you want to lift home? And I'm like, oh, you're fucking driving, so they just
mate,
that's they just. Want to watch, I better tell my brother about that.
That is really weird.
My brother that was doing it.
I already stopped doing that, I know, man. People think I'm weird. No, it's anybody that goes out, even if they're with their pals and drives when they're out the town in clubs
exactly,
and that.
but that's what I mean. He was just sitting there like he was drinking, just like I clocked him, and then he's like, you want to lift him? And I was like, what?
Drink fresh ons and that, I know, it's just weird,
exactly,
isn't it? Just sit and drink an apple
Pierre
juice.
Try to like stumble, I'm steaming and that. Like, jump in the car and Pierre driving.
Next time you're getting played with, mate.
Exactly. Go to court and tell him that.
Go and watch
you definitely don't take a lift off somebody that's sitting in their cell in a club, man.
But I think as well, like I don't want to put words in your mouth here or context to your life here, but I feel like the way you make videos, right, I feel like I make videos the way I do because a lot of my videos are about being fucked out your nut and right. Yeah. But it's because I have been fucked out my nut quite a lot, so I know what it's like. But I feel like yours might be quite similar to that in a way, in terms 100%. Of like
or like if I'm hungover and I start making videos and my mind is still in that like sort of like way. So stuff is funnier like that. But I do get that a lot where like even like people will be watching it like this guy looks fucking away with it, or but like the number one fucking quote I get is this cunt's fried at his box or something like that. Like I think they expect me to be in my room like just like fucking like that, like tied up constantly and that, and then the doctors come and let me out and they give me a phone and then I start making fucking videos.
Mate, see, like you're funny people are like you're fucking fried, mate. And I remember when like I kind of started making videos and that, I would get like people feel like where I stay that have known me for like years and that, like replying to them pure like. It would start like you're fucking alright, mate, with laughing faces, and then like it was like as if they were getting more concerned about me. You're here, mate, you're actually no right in the head, and I'm like, but I think what it is right. See people, and this isn't me being like I'm so creative, but like see people who like we can come up with mad situations in our head, and we just have that in our head. But see people who can't. There's a lot of people. Most people can't do that, so they think like, how the fuck is this guy just doing this? He must be insane. I think it is
exactly that. Like they'll even like you'll make a video and then people be like, "Oh, that's fucking freaky." Like people will be thinking it's scary or something like that, just because the way you're doing it in the video. But they like they can't comprehend that you're just that fucking. It just comes off as if you actually have lost your mind. You got a phone.
Mate, we've definitely got this video up. Let's get the waiter video up. This is so funny. Bit of volume.
Oh, this is good.
It's alright, as long as you can see it. So,
your weight is out.
What do you want? What do you fucking want?
Can I have a...
No. What do you want?
Am I able to have a...
Wait, what do you fucking want?
Can I have a...
What?
Can I please have a small
Small, because what? Because I'm 5'4", is that what you're saying now?
Can I have alcohol? Can I have one?
Alright,
Can I
alcohol
have-
small. Alcohol small.
Can I have a drink?
Oh, a drink.
I think I'm going to leave. I think I'm ready to go now.
Why?
Can I have the bill?
Bill Hula.
Excuse me, right, I'm feeling very threatened at the moment.
That was just some random lassie that I was.
Mate, who is it?
That's my girlfriend.
Oh, is it?
Aww.
Is your girlfriend from Glasgow? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
It is indeed.
Good Glasgow lassie.
So I'm trying to get both sides on my.
Aye.
Both teams on my
Just
side.
for the just for the views, mate.
That's why you're on here.
My fucking birth Glasgow.
Mate, it's funny because like I watched you on our podcast and you were saying like it was like no, you made a TikTok about it. That's how I
Aye.
seen that because you were like saying like Mrs. Fox might be out there.
Aye, 'cause
was that? Did you see that and go me please?
No, well, like I'd been speaking there before that, and then I was going to go to Glasgow for that podcast, and then she was like, oh well, she'd meet up and like go for like a date and that, and I was like, cool. So that's how it happened. Basically, that first date was right after that podcast. So I went to the podcast, was half pissed, and then like right after I planned to go and see her. And I think I was in my bed. I think I was in a hotel in my bed by about 5 o'clock. Like I can't handle my baby in that age. So about 5 p.m. I was pure like trying to go into a hotel, pure steaming. But
That was the first impression. That was the first
and
date.
then she's still with me, so obviously it must have been not that bad.
Yeah, a good couple of hours.
Is it love?
I guess love.
Love and love's a beautiful thing, and love actually comes straight from the Lord. Did you know that? Do you believe in the Lord?
Are you scared of death?
Lord Sugar.
That's the only Lord in my life, baby. Imagine there was a guy who actually like looked at Alan Sugar like but pure prayed on that, pure for Alan Sugar.
Oh, there's a mad
Lord Sugar.
Joseph, look this up. There's a mad tribe in fucking somewhere that
Did I say this?
Poso.
worships George Clooney or something. Look it up. I know they've had like no contact with him.
Well, they must have had some contact to know who George Clooney is.
They've got a couple of DVDs and
Do you know
that.
what it was? It was a picture that washed up, and they're just like, fuck knows who this is, but he looks great. And they've got it hanging up and they worship him. Not
No many better big guys to wash up that beach.
George Clooney.
I don't think it was him.
I
It was
think
somebody
been
like that.
cancelled
but-
yet. I think they're safe now, but
Aye. Mate, the funniest thing about that was, right, there was a Kodak camera washed up on the beach and all right, and the elder tribesmen like found it and they figured out how to work it, right? But this article just said they ended up being able to salvage most of the pictures, and there was 500 pictures of his genitals. That was all it was. That's all he did.
Clooney's
Sit and take dick pics. It's good, isn't it?
Clooney?
No,
that's what I thought that was happening.
They
no,
wish.
the tribe guy, the mad.
I thought he'd fucking found this pure camera that just washed up on shore and he's went, oh, it's Clooney's
Mate,
genitals
sell
like
that,
that.
sell that for millions, won't you?
Mate, they're sitting in a gold mine. Clooney dick pics. That's it. We could actually go out there, get the pictures,
CDs.
come back, aye. But I will trade you a couple of fucking pair of shoes or something, I don't know.
Somebody say sticks.
A couple of sticks. Oh, mate, that's like the only thing they have. Nah, we've got all sorts. We're good on the sticks king, mate. Any food, mate?
Can I tell you, just derail everything for a bit and just tell you two facts? Can I start my own segment in the podcast? So it's to do with it. Jamie's.
I'm
Jamie.
you to go ahead.
Is that alright?
He's like, aye, mate, on you go.
So this is like Jamie's history roundup, right? We'll do this every week now, from now on. Right, so see, back in ages ago, right?
Aye.
There was doing this. It was a mad craze that ended up, it was like illegal for a bit and all that. Countries to run into pubs and date. See this thing?
That's offensive, man.
Mate, is it?
You're gonna get us cancelled, man?
No, aye, mate. So that was like, and it was just hunters, like, and they would run into pubs and places and go, and they'd be like, "Oh, you wee bastard, man."
Who's doing that?
Mate, everybody. It was a mad hysteria craze thing, mate. It was like dabbing or something. No dabbing. What was that thing called?
That's dabbing, bro.
Aye, it was like that. No, that was like a craze practically. That was one at one point.
Oh my god. You ever run into a pub in Edinburgh and done that?
But I want to do it now.
Aye, mate, we're going straight for here and going into every pub in Edinburgh. Going into Golden Mile. Is that what it's called?
Fuck knows.
Golden Mile.
Miles? No, the Royal Mile?
Royal Mile. Aye.
Golden Mile.
Golden Mile's in.
Street for the pubs, I'd say.
Rose Street. It's like the
Cowgate's
most.
good as well. That's good.
Aye,
Where?
Cowgate's a good
Cowgate.
boozer.
Cowgate, aye.
My segment's not done.
So, I didn't say
No,
was.
continue,
Sorry.
mate.
Sorry to talk about the guest, mate.
Right, see, I've done. I've got a segment. Right, so and then see this and Shakespeare, like Shakespeare plays. This was then this.
Oh, that's it. I felt quite offended by that.
And that was then this.
What, that? Oh, I'm going to start doing that as well.
That was like a version of the old flipping the bird or whatever you call
Flipping
that.
the bird.
I love saying that, mate.
Flipping the bird.
Flipping the bird. Flipping the double bird.
Mate, I like that segment.
Aye, that'll be there every week. Want to get back to what we were saying about you or whatever?
Aye, what were we even saying about it? But I
Something
don't even
to do
know.
with videos or something.
Usual thing.
Oh, I wanted to actually ask you about something, right? Because when I was watching you, when I was watching you through the window the other day, no, mate, fucking Capaldi follows you, mate.
Oh no, mate, how bad is that, eh?
Mate,
oh,
that's
man.
what's that? Raj?
Oh, sorry, how crazy is that? How would
Is
you
that
say
what Raj mean? Is Raj no raging?
How would you not say that? How,
No.
like,
Raj.
That's fucking, that's Raj.
Raj?
No, is that like crazy?
Aye, that's...
But why?
We're going to start saying it.
That's a great word, isn't
We
it?
say this. That's right. No, but tell us about Capaldi. How
Aye,
did
well,
this come about?
see, through the first lockdown, I went off, because I got, like, furlough for 12 weeks or something, right? And
Nice.
just basically, when I'm off work, I'll be like creative, make the videos and that. So I had 12 weeks of that shit and just fucking doing whatever. Like, I made like a acoustic hunt, all
Aye.
that stuff, right? I put that up and then put like said Capaldi like this, and then he followed me, and he followed me while I was steaming. So I'm like on my computer, like, oh yes man, he cunt loves me and that, and I started messaging him and that shit, and he was like, acoustic hunt, sent it back, and I was sending him stuff back like, oh you into I can't remember what it was. I was listening to a song. Mate. I was
Was
like,
it not Megatron? No.
aye, but it's like Patrick Cowley, like it goes Megatron man, so I'm in my room, right, and I'm pure listening Megatron man, pure steaming, right, like drinking away, and I'm like, it pops up, there's Capaldi, I'm like Megatron man, like, and I went fuck it, like, and also in my pure steaming heat, I'm like just that normal on that, like, what else is more normal than just asking the guy if he likes this tune? So I fucking messaged him, I was like, yo, you ain't Patrick Kelly, my man, that, like, Megatron, man, and then he's like, acoustic hunt or something like that, and then I sent him I probably still got it, sent him a video of me, like, in my room dancing, Megatron, man, like,
That's so funny.
like, fucking just, like, in my pure lockdown attire, right, steaming, and I go to kick and I fall back on the chair and that, and he just put, like, a laughing face, and then, but obviously that was, at the time I was like, yes, man, fucking in there with Capaldi, woke up in the morning, pure anxiety ridden, and I was like,
Do you block him?
I mean, it probably would have been for the best, but I was like, looking at the message, I did actually send that, for fuck's sake, man. But then he still follows me, and he got me on TikTok and that as well, so...
Mate, he would be right up for things like that.
Aye,
I think if he likes you in the first place, imagine he sent it and he was pure, never send me anything again.
Plenty.
That is it.
I
You
thought
have
you were
fucked it.
Soundfox, but what the fuck was that? Yeah.
Mate, we need to get Capaldi on. Could you have a word?
Aye, I'll message him.
Cheers.
I'll
Message him. Mine mentioned Megatron, man, and all.
Could you phone? Can you phone him right now? Actually.
Put that, get on the back there, Megatron, man.
Aye, mate. If you've seen find that video, we will.
Aye,
put
no,
it
I
on.
will, 100% I'll
Aye,
send you.
we'll put
aye.
it. We'll put it on. That'll be funny.
And nobody plays up there, you can play it up there.
Aye,
I'm a
Fan of the show.
Fan of the
I always
show.
point, even at yes, annoyed when I point.
Because then see when you did a point, then you need to find it.
Aye,
Mate.
aye.
You know what I mean?
There's
no-
any points there for nothing, man.
But if I do the point, then he needs to find it.
aye, there is
We
it.
don't need it.
It's on me if I didn't find the fucking video. Nah, I've got
Just need
it
to make
100%.
a new one. Get Steven.
Make it a fake account of Capaldi and that, just saying I'm making up fake replies and that shit.
Aye, he would have been up for that. He's a funny guy, man.
Aye,
He'd have
oh,
loved that.
he'd have loved it, especially for like if he. That's what I was saying. Like, if he found you funny in the first place, he's not going to think you're going to mail him pure. Hi, mate.
Aye,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? He's that's probably
Really
what he
sorry
wanted.
about what I was texting you earlier. I was steaming and that.
Aye. Did you apologise to him in the
No, I
morning?
never. I couldn't even. Like, I didn't even have the balls to just go. Sorry about that, mate. Oh wait, I may have actually. I think I've completely just blocked it in my mind, mate. Just to make myself feel better.
So we just bring it right back up there. But that's how it goes, man.
Bring that
That's
bad
how it goes. But I was wondering, like, so I was talking to you, we were trying to arrange this, and you were like, oh, I'm working, or I'm like, what is it you work as now?
Just in a supermarket.
Aye,
let's just say.
aye, right, okay.
Aye, just night shift,
Aye,
mate. So
aye. So, see, like, do you, obviously, you know, you've got people that make videos in that, but some people make them and want to really, that's what they want to do with their life, or like other people make them and just go, I just want to make videos. Like, what would you say you're in there? Would you want to go like full time at content creation?
100%, but I think I've got I don't know, like to have that, like, and put stuff out and then expect like to get big fit and that. I feel like I'm just going to end up failing at it for some reason. Like, I like just letting ideas come at me and then go for it. But if I put all my effort in it and then it's just like doesn't go anywhere, and especially like we talked about before, where you're sitting there thinking the ideas, you end up driving yourself insane because you're just like, oh, that's, especially when you got a video and you're like, that's shite, but I'll post it anyway because you're thinking, oh, maybe it'll do well, but it really isn't. I'd rather just like make videos as I go, and then if something happens for it, that would be class. But it's only like where they feel.
I know.
Are you the same? What you like?
I'm trying to make a million, mate. Try to make a milli.
Clock a milli, aye.
Try to clock a milli. Try to make that million. I think, same as you, like, I don't know, like, I don't think, it's a weird thing, like, you can't be like, right, I am now going to be full time at making videos, like, it is but at the same time, you're like, you would rather do something you love doing every day and getting paid for it and that. Like the first thing, like the BBC Social, like that was the first time I ever made a video and actually got paid for it, and it was like a weird thing. But it as you're saying, it kinda. See, as soon as there's money involved with things, it's like there's a pressure.
Did they message you in that? Like,
they emailed me or something. They emailed me. Which come on, slip me a DM. I'm a millennial, man. I don't read my emails, but they emailed me, and I was just like, they're like, why don't you do some things if you want? And I was like, sound. But
I had it like for like when I first, well, I'm not really sure what it was, but it's like near I started making videos, and tenants go and like messaging me, right? But just me being young and that, I just be a shat out at it. Where they were saying stuff to me, like they were messaging me saying like, well, we're looking for ideas for like a viral video and that, and I just pure like crumbled, was like like
froze up.
Like, and I was like, especially if you get a time limit on it or like make a video for this, I feel like everything I'm going to make is going to be absolute shite.
They're good to get in with.
Exactly, man. So I completely fucked that. So tenants.
We know you watch Mr. Tennant.
Mr. Tennant.
David Tennant in it, owns that. Is it not?
David Tennant.
In fact, mate, one of my pals' dad's like, is it tenant? Second in charge in tenants. So
aye.
Don't know what that means. I could do.
That means you can drink the second most amount of tenants in Scotland. So
drink the most tenants.
Aye.
Is that tenants that Darren's drinking?
Aye, mixed with a wee bit of piss. You were enjoying it?
No way.
Only
when it was straight piss.
only you and Mark Black have had a drink.
I was actually thinking
not Property Boss was drinking, but he
brought his own
can. He brought his own can.
Oh aye,
Property Boss, man.
No, was Paul Docknall having a booze? No.
Don't think so.
No.
Don't think so.
I thought he was. He's a wee alcoholic, isn't he? We would have been.
No, I don't think he is. But as you say, like Dane that sort of like sucks the fun out of it, to put it bluntly. So I don't blame you for like shiting yourself almost. But
I think it was just I was just like I couldn't really comprehend what was going on. Especially like if I look back now, I'm like, oh, that could have actually went well. I could have got fucking tenants galore right in my door. You could have got it delivered right to your door. Exactly, man. But then it just, I don't know, just especially when you're emailing, you're looking at email and you're like, fucking what did I apply here? And then I feel like even if I did just make up a video and go fuck it and send it, I'd fucking cringe more at that than anything.
Oh really? So like, do you think you're not that confident with your videos?
Oh mate, like, see when I'm making a video, right, I can be editing it for fucking hours, be laughing at it, right, as soon as I post it, I can't watch it again. Because I'm like, now everyone has seen what I'm doing there. Like, it's a weird feeling where like, I watch and go, oof.
It's like opening yourself. It's like, can I open yourself up for criticism?
Exactly, yeah. Like when it's just me watching it, I'm going, that's funny and that. But then when it's out there, it's just like, what have they seen me like over like fucking just overthinking it? I think.
I can imagine it takes you a while to edit videos and all, just because when you mentioned that there, see, because of music and stuff as well. Like,
especially on TikTok, that's absolutely shite to make videos on that.
No, I cannot.
Well, like I get to a point where it's like, Kim, you can go to like change the scene and you can like go over it.
Mm-hmm.
Go over all the scenes and that. You got to make it, and then it says like, oh, if you do this, you're going to revert back to the original scene or whatever. It's just, I think it's just shite.
Aye.
So fuck TikTok.
Fuck TikTok, man. But in fact, like you've get like a good following on TikTok now, man. Like, do you use TikTok a lot? Like, scroll through it and that?
I did at the start of lockdown. That's when it was pure deep into the addiction.
Aye.
On TikTok.
What kind of people like see on like TikTok and that? What kind of people, even not on TikTok, just anything, like what kind of people do you like watching?
On TikTok, normally I just like TikTok because it's just
Random.
Aye, so you never know what you're going to get. So like 1 minute it's a pure cat video, and next minute it's like some like 3 minute video that you're just pure glued into. And but it's basically the same as like our sort of pattern, like just like wee sketches and that and like that. Like
I think TikTok is better for us because like people are like, it sounds bad, but as you say, people are like forced to watch things. But that also leads for like a lot of people who don't realise it's a joke a lot of the time, and the comments are pure, like, I get such stupid shit on mine, mate, like pure, this guy can't be for real and all that, and it's like, I'm no, exactly. That's the whole point. I'm actually no for real, mate. I'm for fake, mate. I'm faking it, acting. But
I get that as well. Like
learn about it.
That one you were showing there, where like I'm like pretending to be you and that as the waiter and that, people are going, this is obviously fake. But like, but there's like 50 other comments saying, this is funny and that. But then I didn't understand people kind of like go into comments and say, it's a joke.
Who are these people?
But they must just go blindly and go, this is fucking absolute like fake and that. As if they're the ones that are appear the call outs and.
Mate, every video on the internet's got somebody saying this is fake or whatever,
exactly,
and then somebody under it with a wee gif that's like joke.
Exactly.
You know that, mate. It's like that's just bound to happen. I mean, death taxis and joke over your head gif.
Like that one,
comment.
the photo I put on Twitter. And it was like talking about like making like getting my own flat like house and that. People were commenting that saying this is a ridiculous tweet or something like that. But as if they'd no seen all the comments knowing it's a joke. I didn't understand how people just kind of like
that was a joke. That inspired me, man.
We thought we were getting like a property model on.
That's why you got me on.
Imagine that. Well, like, so obviously you made your first investment at 17, yeah. Beautiful.
And I'm like that. Listen, I make videos and that.
I don't do that, mate. So we've got property boss Darren, Foxson. I was going to ask actually, right? Total random thing, right? I know people called like Karen, right? But see, people call them Karen. Like, do you get annoyed about that? Darren.
Aye.
But
What do you say?
Do you say Darren?
Aye, that's what I'd say. But Darren's just
Darren's just fast, isn't it?
Aye, it's just faster. I used to get it from my brother. Like if you wanted to piss me off, I ain't bother Darren. In my room, I'm trying to make a fucking video. I'm trying to be famous.
My sister's name's Sarah, and she's like, my name's Sarah, not Sarah. Know what I mean?
I've never even thought about that.
She gets annoyed about that.
Just shows you we're just going through life. I mean, what do I ever get called it?
Ivan.
Some people call me, some fucking challenged people call me Ivan, mate. That's not, nobody's called Ivan, mate.
Evangelical.
Ivan, some Ivan the Terrible I've been called, who is a terrible guy. But another thing actually that I was thinking about the other day, and I wonder if you had this in Edinburgh when you were growing up, right? Though, and I think this is a thing all over the lands of Glasgow. See, when we were younger, right? See, when we were about 17 and that, when we first started wanting to have a drink and shit, there was always like a takeaway, right? Like an Indian, a Chinese or something that you could phone, right? And you would be like, aye, mate, can I get chips? And could you go in the shop and get us 3 bottles of Mad Dog, a 70cl of vodka, and like they would literally bring the chips and then all the booze. Like, did you get that?
Like the delivery driver just jumps in.
So like, say like the Chinese was like next to shops,
right,
like in a row of shops. You'd phone them, but like that. You couldn't just phone and go, why to jump the shops? So you need to be like, can I get chips? And on like when you're coming out the door, why to jump in the shop and get us 3 bottles of Mad Dog, 7 bottles of vodka, like a mad ridiculous order.
I feel like that would 100% happen. I've never tried it, but I feel like I need to.
But there's hundreds of chippies in that, like the one in Royston, there's one in Balmulloch that are shops that sell booze and all. So you just like, it's like, and see on Just Eat as well, it says like drinks, alcoholic drinks, groceries and all that. It's just get everything, mate. Like that's where we would order shit for.
I
would phone it up and at Star 5, you'd have passed it up at
Red
Road.
Aye, I've been told no eat out of there, mate.
No, you don't eat, you drink out of there.
Nah, bad. See, this is the thing as well, man. You get like, see if a place sells curries, fish and chips, pizzas, That's when you know avoid.
5 in 1, bro.
Aye.
Star 5 things in one show.
Even like buffets and that have the whole lot of them there. Oh
mate,
man.
World Buffet, just get them.
Nah, we've got like certain ones in that there.
Do you know what a buffet is, mate?
Explain
No,
that.
I know.
World Buffet's the worst, mate. They cook doner meat in water, mate, boiling water. So they do. Genuinely do.
That made me feel sick. Would you rather eat that or... No, I know what I'd... That or a micro doner?
What's that?
A microwave.
Microwave. I was going to say, mate.
Oh, fuck it. If it's me, I'll just eat it and get it on me.
I was like a micro dosing, bro.
Aye. Mate, I remember there was a guy, we were... and he's actually just... I think it's him, he's just had a baby, so congrats if you're watching this now. But
The baby?
There was a guy, the baby, aye. Hello! But no, we were all, again, taking sweeties, mate. God damn it, we're always on the sweeties. But we were on the sweeties in my pal's gaff, and this cunt was like, I'm fucking starving, man. But which I found very weird.
Crazy,
See people that eat, like, get
strange.
hungry when they're fleeing and that.
No, right, yeah.
How could... My stomach just does that. Like, shuts.
Even
But
days after you're like that, you can't fucking eat.
Aye, but he was like that. But you go in here and that, and like whoever's gaff it was like, nothing, mate. He went into the freezer and made himself a microwave doner kebab and ate it. It was
Is that a thing?
I made a frozen kebab. and like the bread and all that's in it and all, mate.
Oh, that's horrible.
And he
innit?
made himself it, ripping out his nut, mate, and came in, he was pure scran in it. We were all like, it was disgusting, mate.
Mate, my pal used to sit in Subway, obviously fleeing his nut, with a bag of Tang Fastics, mate. That was like his thing, you know, man. That was his thing.
What? Like, loved it?
Aye, that was. He had to if he was
I could
fleeing
see
it.
that with the flavour though. I can get
The amount of people that have said to me, "Oh, you got ADHD," and I'm like, "Well, I've never actually had it tested." But
undiagnosed.
aye,
Aye, you do.
I think so. We're having a moment here, man.
Yes.
Fuck, I've not got anything, man. What's something?
I know. Aye.
You're
You
getting
want
ADHD.
schizophrenia or
The
something?
tism or something, man. Give me something. Give me a touch of something, man. And I think I don't know what would that be if I was eating. I don't want to say OCD because I feel like everybody's like that because they're like, I like all the cans pointing the right way, and it's like, well, everybody sort of like gets a mad sort of satisfaction for that, but then there's people who are literally like need to shut the door 6 times and check, like that's real OCD, but they check. But
I know. I was just saying because me and him were talking the other day about like people that are OCD, and he goes, I'm the opposite for that. He likes things being like fucked a wee bit. Like,
find comfort. Joseph
like
likes the madness.
The volume being on like 11 and all that. And like
I'm that way as well. Like sometimes when I'm like turning the volume up, my birds there, I put it up to like 11. I'd be like, fucking check me out, man. I'd eat a budget for anyone. I can just leave it at that.
I just you look try to act cool like that. Like, imagine that as like the first time like you were in a house and that. You're like, I know, I'll do sure I'm quite cool. Turn up to 11 and no bother with it like that. You see that 11?
how funny are things like that? It's mainly like Instagram motivational cunts, and it's like these are power plays to use on a first date, and it's like mad shit like. Oh fuck knows, but it's
Mate,
like show dominance and all that, mad, and it's like mad cunts in suits. Like you always see the Lambos,
my dating tips and that on TikTok.
Intense eye contact and that. Like, to the point that it's just like that. Like, you what drink you're having and that. Like, not even staring away from them with that.
Mate, and it's like these guys like pure. They make videos and it's like preying on wee guys that have never spoke to a lassie in their life, right?
Exactly,
There's a guy on YouTube that I used to watch, right? No, I didn't watch him for that advice, right? I swear, right? But I used to watch his videos. It was like, I think he was I was watching it to see he was doing like a workout routine thing. I just found his channel and his videos were heavy, well made, drones and that. Lived in Houston, Texas, living the life, you know. And he would make videos, like he had like a workout series thing where it was like, I'm going to eat this today and like this cost me $5, easy to make, and that's what I was watching it for. But he would have ones and it's like, how to be more confident, and it's like him walking in and he comes in and he's pure so guys, right, what you got to do is, and it's like he talks about like flying into birds as if it's like herding cattle or something, or like training a puppy or something. What I mean, it's like like I heard a guy right on a video saying about like never reward bad behaviour with a reward like or disruptive behaviour or something. It's like, you're not training a puppy, mate. Like, what are you talking about?
Mate, aye, that's mental, like negging and all that. And all like saying mad negative comments that are meant to be compliments and shit.
Aye.
Mate, it's fried. But I seen a TikTok the other day that I thought was quite funny. It was like, if you want to know how to treat your man, like just treat him like a dog that you love with all your heart. It's like, see if he does a trick, if he goes, hey, look this, go oh, that's brilliant, like that. Like pat, like rub his belly and all that, like feed him his favourite food. That's like, that's actually so true.
Yeah, it works. Maybe the other thing does work then.
Aye.
The puppy training.
That's true.
The Pavlovian conditioning.
What would you say? Like, see if you had to start Darren Fox's dating tips. What's a couple of tips you would give?
What was your first tip? Then listening to me. Like, nah, God knows, man.
Turn up half steaming after a
turn up half
podcast.
Steven, maintain eye contact.
Aye. Don't know what.
Follow him. Make sure you're always waiting until she starts work. You can start asking her questions again. And this is all stuff that I've tried.
Keep a safe distance so she doesn't suspect
exactly.
him.
I don't know. Obviously, you said you listen to the podcast, but was it by Megan? Megan Welsh. I was saying what I used to do with birds was ask them when the last time they done a shite was, and what that would do for me was it would separate the people who could have a laugh and who couldn't. Because
chaff.
see if honestly, right, if you're out here no being able to tell me about doing shites and that, we're not going to go far.
Aye.
Because that's all I'm about, mate. That's it.
Piss and shit, innit?
Doing shites.
Piss and shit.
Aye.
I'm the piss man. I'm a piss man. When's the last time you did a piss?
That's a bit weirder,
What
I think.
colour was it? All that shit.
What's weird, did you think? Would you think's a weirder question to ask a
I'm
lassie?
thinking about the piss man. I'm thinking about your story that you told when you were in the motorway or something.
Well, I
like
pissed
that. You
myself.
pissed that.
That was a tremendous
That's
story.
I'm fine with that.
Unreal,
I'm
man.
fine with saying that.
I think it
Piss
is
myself regularly, bro.
a regular.
When was the last time you pissed yourself?
You know, I can't even remember, man.
No.
I nearly shat myself the day in work, man.
Aye.
You know, I think one of life's biggest conundrums is, do I need a shite or is it a bad fart? And today I got a bit of a good fart. Aye, a really good fart. But today I was kind of caught in both a bit, because I was like, this is definitely just a strong fart coming.
A powerful fart.
But there was a bit of residue.
The day?
Aye, the day, mate. But no, the residue didn't land, mate. It was more kind of I could feel like it was saying, I'm gonna you try and push that again, mate. I'm out of here.
Have you ever lost that bet?
100%, man.
Aye.
But the one there about pissing. 100%. Every single time. Every single time, man. Nah,
That the smell?
I don't remember if I pished there. That's a shite, man.
Sorry, were you?
No, I know, but the one about pissing and that, like, I think last time I done that I was in Amsterdam, and see when it's like mixture like bevy and that shit. Oh my god, man, that's when like up here
You don't even feel it coming out.
and it's like especially when places there's no wee alleyway you can go down in that, right? So I remember like coming back from somewhere, and I'm looking for a place where I can just jump in and take a piss, but I'm like, the hotel's like 5 minutes away. I'm like, I can try it. I remember getting out of the elevator. I'm like, and my mate, I've not even told my mate anything about this. Like, I'm needing a piss, right? And he's standing there, he's talking to me, man, like that, right? And then we get up the elevator, we get a door, and he's fucking trying to put the key in the door, right? And it's taking ages. I'm like, and then it just starts fucking flowing out, and I'm like, oh my days, man. Pissed myself, got in there, and I just started saying, but it's part of the fucking look, mate. Yeah, part of the look. Nah,
Amsterdam, baby.
exactly, man. But aye, that's probably.
Hey, that's unreal, man. Like, I'm talking about the key. Oh,
But
sorry.
exactly.
And
Like,
you'll just sit,
having a fucking
how funny
conversation.
would it be if he started just going like pss, 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 like, started pouring water on the floor and that just randomly. Like.
exactly,
Mate,
man.
there is nothing worse than being on that night out, right? Maybe you're doing a bit of, and you're like, soon as you come out the toilet and you're in like a mad pub, you're like, this is not somewhere I could be doing a shite, really. Realistically, this is not a place I want to be trying to do a shite, because like a lot of places, they don't even like put the toilet, they don't even kid on to fill it with toilet roll. They're just like, there's a hole there, do what you want in it and you can deal with the rest.
Slumdog Millionaire. Can
But that's you don't want to be caught in that predicament. But look, we're getting close to the time, so
Just before we finish,
What?
just on up to wipe your ass or stay sitting down.
Sitting down.
Aye. And that's, do you know, and that's break the fourth wall again, mate. That's in my notes because I tell you what, I honestly know. I say no that long ago, right? I'm talking. I'd say I was standing up to wipe my ass for far too long in my life, and I don't know why. There was a wee Israeli guy who used to come in and date for me, and he used, and I think that's why I continued to date, because he would because somebody else can't wipe your ass if you're sitting down.
Yep.
So, but and then I just took it upon myself to go. I don't know. I think somebody actually. I think I'd done it somewhere. I don't know how somebody's seen me doing it, but I feel like I realised. Wait, I don't need to stand up to wipe my ass. I can stay seated.
I'm in the exact same boat as you.
Are you?
And see
That's
when
why we're doing the podcast.
see when I started sitting down, doing it the way I meant it, I went like back to Bozza, no the right way.
Fuck me,
For the first time, mate, and I learned that mistake. No.
Another thing I used to do just before we go, mate, I used to pull my trousers right down to my ankles to do a piss. And I remember Charlie Scammell, and shout out to Charlie Scammell, locked up unfortunately at the moment, mate.
Did you scam somebody?
Free up my guy Charlie. He never even pulled the trigger on that, mate. But no, Charlie Scammell, man. I remember I was in the primary 3 toilets, man. I had right down to my ankles, and I remember him looking across going, why did you pull your trousers right down?
I remember people like that.
And
Fucking primary.
mate, that was me, right? So, and he said, why did you pull your trousers right down to your ankles? And do you know what I said? No. I don't know. I don't know. It's just something I've always done.
It's a power play. You should start doing YouTube videos.
Get the arse out.
If you wanted to be dominant in a bathroom.
Aye, pull your scants down. But I'm concerned about the time. Darren needs to get the train home. When was your train due? When is it? Is it
10 minutes ago.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Right. Aye. So like, follow, subscribe. Tell us what you want to see next, guys. And Darren, cheers for coming on, mate.
Aye, no bottle of pop.
You want to say bye to the people? Like, what's up with you?
What? Sorry, no, I'm alright, man.
Are you alright, aye?
Aye, man.
Right. Do you know how you're going to get home?
Probably just walk it or something.
Aye, it's only Edinburgh. How long? Hold on, I'll check. 7.5 hours walk?
Aye, that's fine.
Aye, it'll be fine.
Cheers.